Hey guys, so on occasion you might need to install for your irrigation system one of these. It's an add zone, and what this does is let you get another valve installed without actually running the wire all the way back to the controller. If you don't have if you don't have a spare wire running out in the field and there's really no way to get a wire back to the controller, sometimes this happens, or it's just not cost effective, whether you have to trench through or cut through large amounts of concrete or anything like that. These can work for you. Try not to rely on them though, but they are a great tool to have. And if you've never used one before, it might look kind of daunting, but it's actually pretty easy to wire up. So the first thing you want to do out in the field where you need to install your new valve is to locate the closest valve that's out there, and a lot of times it's easier just to put the two valves pretty close to each other. So your new valve will go close to the one that's out in the field. And first thing you want to do is disconnect the one that's out there, and you're going to take the red wire, the station wire, and you want to hook a toner to it and follow it back to the controller and figure out what station number it is. If you already know this, then you don't have to worry about it, but you need to know which one it is. And the way I do it is just unhook, say it's station 4, I unhook it from the controller, and we know that that's the one that's running out to the valve that's closest to our new one. And it's a good little rule of thumb to always remember. On the add zone, the orange wire on both ends is going to hook to your red wire that's at the controller and out in the field. So your station wire is going to hook to the orange. And I'll start at the controller since it's a little bit easier. And just so you know, the blue one is going to be your valve number 1, and your brown one will be valve number 2, and it is going to be the same on both ends as well. So you have orange and blue and brown on both sides, so it makes it real easy. So if you take your orange one and hook it to your red wire on station 4, and then that way it'll be plugged into here, and you're actually going to take the blue wire now and plug it on the station card on the module on number 4, and then your brown one will go to the next available one. You typically want to have something in between them. You don't want to hook both of these up on like station 4 and 5. You want it to be station 4 and 6 or 4 and 12, whatever it may be. And that's about as simple as it gets in here. Is so this one will be hooked up to the red, the station wire. Blue will be on your station that was already in here, which on this one we're saying is station 4, and then this one could be on station 6. Then out in the field, which sometimes it's easier to show you out in the field, but it can't, down in a hole it's difficult to film. So what you'll want to do is your common wire and then your station wire, your red one that's coming in from the controller that is in that valve box that you disconnected the existing valve from. You want to take that red wire, hook it to the orange one, take the common wire, the white one, and hook it to this white one. And it even says on here that it has them labeled so you can clearly see it. So these will be wired up coming from the controller. Then what you'll do is take the pair of your blue wire and then your communication wire, your white one, and this will go to the valve. Typically what I do is hook it to the valve that's already existing in the field. So it would have been station 4. We'll hook this one to that valve. And then you can take your brown wire and your white one here, hook it to the new valve. If you have to run an extension to where you run an extra white and a red to get to your new valve because it's at a distance, that works as well. But this will go to your new one, the brown and the white one. And typically what I do after that is run the controller, just go through all the stations, start at 1, bump through them all, check everything, make sure all your valves are functioning, make sure the new one is functioning, and then if there's anything that's not working, you just want to go through troubleshoot. Typically it's a wire that's not hooked up correctly or it's in the wrong order. It's pretty simple though. And if you just kind of follow those steps, you can have it work. And these typically last a good while. The only time I have an issue with them if there's a large power surge from lightning. These tend to burn out faster than like a solenoid, but a lot of times if you get lightning in your system, you're gonna have a lot of problems anyways. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments below and I'll get it answered. Thanks a lot.